Good afternoon. Hey, Ariana and I are out here trying to set this thing up again like we did yesterday. So what we're going to do, I had some of the guys asking the other day when we was at Natural Park, how does this thing all tie together? So what we've got is on the other side we have the panel. I'll show that in a minute. But first of all, this is the line that comes out of the box where it's taking the charge, okay? Where it's taking the voltage off of these solar panels, like 32, 38 volts DC, okay? So I'm not going to plug that up first because this is hot at this end, okay? So anyway, so what I'm going to do when I do plug it up, it's going to be this line here, and it's going to plug into here, okay? I'm going to take that, put down here for a little bit. And just for those that were asking questions yesterday at the park, it comes out off the solar panel into the 20 amp controller. This is what's going to take it from the 30 some odd volts DC down to 13.8 volts DC to the battery. Then I'll connect to the battery and over to the HF rig, okay? So this is what that will do. The second two sets of screws goes to the battery. So what I will do is we will take these two leads and connect it to the battery, and that's allowing the polar solar panel to charge the battery as we're talking. And then say, for example, we're charging all day long while we're talking. It's keeping our battery close to 13.8 volts. And then what we will do is, say nightfall was to come, we lose daylight, lose all light, we will start operating just off the battery. And then as soon as sun comes up the next day, it'll restart the charge process. So anyway, this will go over to the battery. And then from the battery, next to those two clips, I'm going to use these. They'll click onto the battery as well. And then on the other end is my connector that goes into another short piece of wire that connects and plugs into the back of the radio. So basically what you have is you have the solar panel, and it goes over to the controller, which is mounted to the back of the solar panels and boards. And then we're going to take it, run it off to the battery with two clips, and then two other clips we're going to clip onto the battery and then over to the radio. So we'll be back here in a little bit to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is kind of part two of the video that we've already shown you with the solar panel and the battery and stuff. So what we'll do, this is the connector I was telling you about that has the two large clips. Solar panel going to the controller, comes out of the controller, goes into the battery, and then from the battery I'll click on with these. It comes down to this connection here. This connection will go in like so, and then this has my two fuses on the negative and also the positive side. And then what this does, this actually plugs into the back of the radio. So what we'll do on the next video, we'll actually show you, hopefully everything's all plugged up, and then we'll actually turn the radio and do a demonstration here. Okay, what we're going to do here is kind of getting out to the final stages of the 3 or 4 stage hookup. So what I've done, the solar panel is not hooked up to the battery yet, okay? I'll show you that in just a minute. So what I've got, we've got the wire, we know our links are good, over to the radio, to our alligator clips, into these clips, into the solar panel. So what I'm going to do now, and what you want to do is connect it up to your battery first. There's no voltage going into this battery from the panel, and that is intentional. So I wanted to get you a good bite on there, and make sure you're using the right negative to negative and positive to positive. It's all about safety, so make sure you know what you're doing. So these here are going to go from the battery over to the radio. And then if you'll follow me, I'll come to the back of the solar panel, tilt it forward just a little bit. Then I'm going to bring these rascals up, and that's where I'm going to put black to black and red to red, and that's going to hook up the power from the solar panel down to the battery. So I don't know if Ariana, if you can see this or not, but it's showing, if I can get it to regulate here, it's actually charging. Of course, it's been laying out in the sun, so I probably should have done that. Yeah, it's been laying in the sun, so the display is not reading out correctly. But anyway, so now what we're going to do, our next video, we'll show you what it looks like at the radio. Okay, we had a little problem a while ago. I thought maybe because the controller had been laying out in the sun and it had warmed up too much, and digital readout wouldn't read out, but it wasn't. Actually, what I had was a loose wire on the negative side coming out to the, it goes to the battery. So I've got that fixed now. So what I'm going to do is I've got the battery hooked up. Like I said earlier, you want to hook the battery up before you put power to the battery from the solar panel through the controller. And it's all in the name of safety. So what I'm going to do is connect these back up. Like so. And you probably can't read this, but it's showing 12.8 volts is what it's showing right now. But it is lighting up where my solar panel is taking juice from the sun and down through the controller, and then we'll run it over to the radio. All right, let's go back to the radio in the next video and see what it looks like. Okay, now we've got the radio turned on. Obviously, our luck is 20, maybe dead. I don't know. We'll have to see if we can find something. Okay, so there are some stations on 20, so apparently the band came up. Checked with a friend of mine as we were driving up, leaving the house and coming over, and asked him if he'd been in the shack, and he says, yeah. He says, 20's dead, man. So I said, well, Ariana, and I probably won't have a lot of fun with that, but it sounds like the band's come up. So what I'm going to do is on the next video, we're just going to use the MFJ 941 Echo Versa 2 tuner here in the field, and we're going to match the radio to that dipole antenna that you can see over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what we're going to use. So anyway, stand by for just a minute, get this thing tuned up and see if we can make a contact. Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. No sir, it was close. It is Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. QSL?
Kilowatt Baker 5, Alpha X Echo Bravo, 59 into Palm Beach, Pop Alpha Lima, copy?
QSL, you're 59 into Palm Beach, Florida. You are 59 into Colorado Springs, Colorado. Good luck, sir.
Colorado Springs, Colorado. Thank you for your call and your patience today. 7-3. This is Kilowatt Sierra Lima Mike, Florida contact.
Okay, well, Ariana and I got all the solar panel all hooked up. Everything worked just like it's supposed to. And we came over here to the rig and tried to tune it up. We could only get 5 watts out of it. So the SWR was just off the charts. So we messed with it, and finally decided to take the homemade 20-meter dipole down off of the painter's pole, and actually just rebuilt it at the feed point real quick. Took just a few minutes. Then after that we put it up. But what we did while we had it down, we reconfigured the configuration. We moved it away from a little shed building out back, but one leg is going towards Pine Tree. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but anyway, just troubleshooting stuff out here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We thought, well, might as well just take it apart, right? So anyway, got it taken apart, tuned her up, got her up to about 100 watts out. SWR is probably, I think it was running about a 1.2 to 1.3 to 1. We're both very happy about that, getting 100 watts out. And right, I think when the video started, I had just made a contact with a station down there in Palm Beach, Florida. So anyway, looks like everything's looking good. So I'm gonna step away from the rig before somebody comes over here and takes a microphone away from me. So anyway, but we got it working. That's half the fun. And we'll just see what's going on for the rest of the day. So anyway, we'll put all these videos together. Hopefully everything looks good, and we'll talk you through how to hook up the solar panel to work field HF. 7-3 to my amateur radio friends. Have a good day.
Illinois, I heard a YL. May I have the YL only, please?
Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Charlie, Sierra, Whiskey.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Charlie, Sierra, Whiskey, 59, Papa Alpha Lima. QSL?
Yeah, QSL, you're 59 Colorado.
Thank you for